Talk about making a video called Freaky Friday when you wouldn't believe what just happened. As I was making this video, actually, the power goes out. Let's put that there, like the other night. Yeah, so the power goes out. And I was about to say a really good story. So yeah, our sponsor is V, grape. It doesn't even look like grape. It's just the normal colour V, which is weird because Powerade, the green grape, the purple grape is purple, so. Alright, so we're going to be talking about freaky stories from my past and play some freaky vids. Not playing too many because copyright infringement law apparently. So, the first story I'm going to say is this. So, back in my younger days, I dated some interesting people, to say the least. Oh, very interesting people. So, I was dating this single mum. Used to go to school with her, right? Seemed alright. Seems like a, she used to stick up for me in school and stuff and shit. Anyways, she wasn't the most cleanest person. She, her teeth were like absolutely gross, right? And she wore the same clothes pretty much every day, just tracky dacks on the top. Even on like really hot days, like she would wear that. The only one time she wore anything that wasn't like that was a dress. She only owned one dress. So, the sex with her was just incredible, right? I'll tell you straight out. This isn't a PG show, so if you're a soft cock, get the fuck out. Because I'm about to tell you something very nasty. So, I'm just trying to think. This story has happened twice, but I'll tell this story, two different girls, the same story. Moral stories, you won't eat chewing gum again. So, I was having fucking mind-blowing sex with this person, right? She was a cannon. Like, first she'd be riding me cowgirl, and then reverse cowgirl, then sideways, upside down. Oh my god. And she was, oof, literally, we were dripping in sweat, butt naked, having the hottest sex. Like, it was fucking hot. And so I'm a sort of guy that doesn't go down on a chick, right? So this is freaky. So I usually used to do the chewing gum trick where if I've got chewing gum on my mouth, I can't taste it. Yeah? Because some pussies taste fucking disgusting. You know what I'm talking about, gentlemen. So anyway, so she was getting really in the mood, right? It's fucking hot, 35-degree days, and she wants fucking oral sex anyway. So the thing is, I was chewing it, and then I'm like, this tastes fucking weird. And I noticed half my chewing gum was already gone. I was like, where's the other half gone? I didn't swallow it, did I? And I'm thinking to myself, hun, is it that time of the month? Oh shit, sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I'm like, okay. And she's like, are you gonna finish? I'm like, okay. It's because I was thinking, so I got the remaining chewing gum and left it inside of her. And then she's like, why is it all sticky down there, Andre? I'm like, well, it must be that time of the month, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, you didn't. And I'm like, what are you talking about? With a smile on my face. Did you leave your chewing gum inside me? And I'm like, oh, where's my chewing gum gone? Suck on that, bitch. I was like, she's like, get it out of there. I'm like, how? It's right in there. So she's just trying to get it out. She's pulling it out. And you think the chewing gum's the only thing that comes out. Oh, no. A gush of blood just comes straight out. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. What the fuck? And she's like, seriously, what the fuck, Andre? I'm like, hey, don't blame me, man. I'm responsible for the chewing gum. I'm not responsible for the other shit that came out. No joke, like, it must have been like the first day or two, cause like I don't know, like she didn't notice it, and neither did I, like, cause we fucked before that, and I was just, you know, doing the manly thing. But yeah, like when I pulled the chewing gum out, I'm like, oh my god, that's nasty. And she's like, fucking oath, that's nasty. Long story short, cleaned it up, and a few days later we fucked again anyway. But the freaky thing during sex is, I think, like, when you're in the moment, you don't look at like downwards or anything like that. You're just going full flat out. You know, you want to fucking give it to your girl good, or give it to your man good. But like, we've had like some crazy sex. Like I said, cowgirl, reverse cowgirl, her on her back, me on my back. There was one time where I'm just like, because she had a mattress on her floor, right? And I always worried that, you know, when you're having sex with a single mum, you don't want the kid walking out, right? I've dated a lot of people with mattresses on the floor. But yeah, like, I was worried about a kid coming out. And there's one time where I'm like, sitting on the end of the bed, just got her legs wrapped around me, going, like that, really going for it, hot and sweaty. And I hear this, "Mummy." I'm like, oh God, what do we do? Lucky her door's shut, like, but it's got like a gap so she can hear the little one. And that moment, like, she was right here, I picked her up and I slammed her on the bed, jumped under the covers, and no shit, if I hadn't have done that, the kid actually walked in. And I was like, oh, lucky. I like for that split second, like, lifted my ear up and heard, like, him calling his mum from down the corridor. Because I was like, that was the moment where I'm like, straight away, like, just picked her up and stopped. We were all like a mess, and like, I just jumped under the covers and pretended I was asleep. And yeah, he did. He came in, he's like, "Mummy, can I have a hug?" And I'm like, "Where's my pants?" Like, lucky they were close by. Because I was worried that the kid wanted, like, to like, because he must have had a nightmare or something. I didn't want the kid coming in the bed, especially when I'm fucking naked. But she was like, quick thinking was like, "Honey, go back to bed." And like, she picked him up, gave him a cuddle, and walked him back to his room. And I was like, oh my god. And that's freaky shit. Like, that's the one thing that you worry about when you're dating a single mum. The kids walking in, because you don't want to traumatize the kids. But yeah, that was, oh. And there was this other time, right? Another freaky sex story. So, I was at poker, right? I've been talking to this chick for a while. And this chick comes with her girlfriend and is like, "Oh, do you want to come out with us after poker?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, where do you want to go?" "Oh, nightclub." "Alright, fair enough." And her friend pulled me aside and goes, "She's got handcuffs." Nice to know. Looks like I'm getting some from the chick, eh? Oh, anyway. So we went to the nightclub, and the chick I was supposed to hook up with, I didn't end up hooking up with. She went off and went dancing with someone. And the girl, like, looks at me and goes, "I guess it's just the two of us." And I'm like, "I guess it is." And she's like, "Oh, what's your plans for the night?" I said, "Oh, nothing, love. I'll probably take a taxi home or something." Because I wasn't driving at the time. And she's like, "I got a better idea." And I said, "Oh, what's that?" She goes, "Well, what do you think of me?" I'm like, "Oh, you're not a bad looking chick, you know?" And she's like, "Would you want to come back to mine?" And I'm like, "And do what?" And she goes, "Oh, you know what?" And I'm like, "Sex." And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yes." But then I was like, "Do I want to?" Like, "Oh, alright, fair enough. So she got us a taxi back to her place. But before that, she bought me like a Jack Daniels can or Jim Beam. Some one of those little cans, right? Anyway. And on the way up there, I noticed the area that I was in. I'm not going to say it on here. And I was like, "Oh, this is a long way from home. This is like 40 minutes. And I'll probably have to catch a bus home." So I was like very sober. And I walked into the house and I was like, "Oh, fuck. So, another mattress on the floor snoring. Dog sitting there. She's got dishes piled up. It's like, she was a single mother too, but unfortunately she didn't have her kids. She had a beautiful house. Like, if it was clean, it'd be like, you know. But, she was a very skinny girl. And she was, ooh, another great sex. So anyways, I was like, you just want to cuddle for a bit, we'll watch some cartoons. And she's like, yeah. And I said, oh, what happened to your friend? And she's like, I don't know what happened to her. I'm like, oh, fair enough, you know. And I was a young Tiger, so I didn't really care, right? You know, I left, you know. So I straight out said to her, look, I don't want a relationship or anything. She's like, oh, that's cool, you know, it's all good. And I said, you dog friendly? She goes, yeah. It was a little thing, so, but no shit, alright. So she took her top off, tiny tits, absolutely tiny tits. Dog just kept watching. I was doing her doggy style. Dog kept watching and smiling. Then I got her up on her back. Went crazy. The dog's like trying to touch my bum. I'm like, dude, fuck off, dog, fuck off. And no shit, she got louder and louder, and the dog was getting more excited. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking freaky. Like, I'm like, hun, can we like just put your dog in the other room? So what she does is, as she's riding the shit out of me, we were going for like hours, by the way. She goes, dog, hide. The dog actually goes and hides. And I was just like, okay. And she kept saying, I want you to explode in me and all this other shit. I'm like, okay. Probably in the span of 2-3 hours, between 2 a.m. and about 5 a.m., the amount of orgasms we both had, it was intense. It was fucking mind-blowing. I didn't know that my legs could bend as back as they did. I didn't know that... Oh man, we did everything. 69 on each other. We fucking took turns being on top, sideways, doggy style. She fucking loved the like pulling of the hair. But that dog was freaking me out, man. I'm like, how do you have fucking sex with a dog fucking like getting excited and watching you? But the thing that freaks me out the most is the way she was living. Like, you know, she was a very young girl. I'd say 22, 23 maybe. And I was 25. I don't know, like it was... Because when we left the nightclub that night, right? Have I still got a photo of her? No, I can't show on my computer. But I would say that she was probably the skinniest girl I've had sex with, I reckon. She was like a bit like me, but skinnier. And she had this like purple top and black mini skirt, and she had like a ponytail. Very attractive, very attractive. But man, like those two girls in particular have given me some of the best sex that I've had in my whole life. I like the fact that there's just no boundaries, and the amount of energy they had. I swear, like back in my days, I had a lot more energy than I do now. But fuck, they were the freaky dicky shit. But then it does sometimes go from being just normal crazy sex to painful and very wow, what the fuck did we just do sex? So I was dating another single mum. Jeez, what the fuck is with this story about single mothers? Fuck. So she wasn't nice. She was an absolute pig. Absolutely fucking disgusting, right? And I don't even know how we met. How did we met? I fucking don't know. Anyways, she used to rob people. She used to, you know, find her target and basically milk the guy dry. So one day, and I only brought her here once because I just like, nah, fuck this. So this is all going to be sex stories, by the way. So if you don't want to watch, don't watch. So I brought her here, right? And I didn't even know what I was like. I didn't really want to have sex, to be fair, this time. But she was consistent. She was like, "Do you like pain?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I don't mind." So she literally clawed my back all the way down, and there's a photo somewhere on my computer of this, of how bad she clawed me. My whole back had legit claw marks to the point where they were bleeding. Every single one was bleeding. Right? And I was like, fuck. So I was on top and she literally, like, blood was pouring down my back. I could literally feel it as I'm pumping her. So she's like, stick your fist in my fucking cunt. And I'm like, I stuck the whole fist fucking up there. She literally climbed this fucking wall. She literally climbed up the wall. Like, let's go. It was like an exorcist. Like, she was fucking possessed. It was that freaky. Her eyes rolled in the back of her head. She goes, oh my fucking god. Because I had my whole fist up there, right? And, dude, like, my back, the next day, I took a photo and I said, is this what love's supposed to be like? And someone said, dude, that ain't fucking love. That's fucking torture. What the fuck happened to you? And everyone was like worried, going, no, seriously, Andre, who the fuck did that to you? I don't mind a little bit of scratching, a little bit of slapping, spanking, all that shit, but my back, the amount of, I don't know how far she dug her nails in to a point where it was like just, not just a little bit of blood, like trickling with blood all the way down my back. Oh, that was freaky. It was a bit too painful for me. No safety word. It was just like, that was pretty fucked. Like, because she was on something too, so it doesn't help. All these fucking, anyway. So, I thought that was pretty fucking bad. Oh my god. I thought that was bad. Here comes something more freakier. So, and I'm glad I've never seen this person since. I'm going to have a drink. I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. I've quit now. I promised my partner that I will not drink any alcohol. So from basically Valentine's Day onwards, I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. That's how much I care about my partner. So I met this chick online. She lived down south. Wait, do I want to tell that story or the other story? Because there's like two chicks that live down south. I don't know if I want to tell the story. No, I'll tell the story. I think I've told it before. Anyway, so I met up with this girl one night. It was like an hour and a half drive, yeah? This story could go like two different directions because I've done this twice to two different people. Maybe I'll just tell both stories. I'll tell both stories. Anyway, so I'll tell the first one first. So I met this person online. Another single... Wait, these are all fucking single mothers. Yeah, alright. Moral story, don't date single mothers. I know. It was at 10 o'clock at night, right? It was pouring down with rain. I met up with this chick, right? Within five fucking seconds, I opened the car door. She wrapped her arms around me and started pashing me. Kissing in the rain is so fucking romantic. Anyways, I have no idea what I'm doing there. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. So we're just in a room and I'm like, oh, you want to watch a movie or something? All I want to do is cuddle, right? And she's like, oh yeah, what do you want to watch? I'm like, you got any Freddy Krueger? Nightmare on Elm Street? She's like, yeah. What do you want to watch? Got Netflix? And she's like, yeah. Can we watch Wes Craven's A New Nightmare? Because that's always been one of my favourites. She goes, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, you know. 5 minutes in, she's smiling at me. I'm like, how you doing? So she starts putting her hand down there. I'm like, oh god, you can play. I don't care. And then she unzips me. I'm like, And then she starts proceeding with head. I'm like, okay, cool, cool. Then she's like, I'm going to fuck you now. Hello, what did you say? You're going to fuck me? Yeah. And I'm like, well, he's good, I guess. He's up. And I'm like, so she took off her top and she had this fucking nice bra on, white lacy bra. Oh my God. Whew. Hello. Anyways, so she gets on top. She starts doing her thing for about a few minutes. And then my little fella goes down. And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, he's going down. Oh, that's alright. I'll get it back up. Starts going down on me. Gets it back up. And then tries again. Then it goes down again. And she's like, is something wrong? And I'm like, no, nothing's wrong. And she's like, and I looked down and went, what the fuck is happening here? Like, this doesn't happen very often. To this day I know why, and I'll tell you the other bit in a minute. And she's like, well, we can have a bit of a 5-minute break and then we'll go again. I'm like, okay. Maybe I'll try being on top next time. So she gets it back hard again after 5 minutes. So I'm like, oh, this time I'll be on top, you know. I'll start pumping away, and then he's gone down completely. And I can't get it back up again. It's like, I'm so sorry, love. This doesn't happen. And she's like, what is wrong? I lied and said I wasn't feeling well. But the truth of the matter is, I didn't actually want to have sex with her. Because my gut was telling me, fuck, what if I got this chick pregnant? I'd be fucked. I know, right? Like, this was going through my head the whole time. And my brain was telling me, just don't get it up. Because this could be the chick you get pregnant and he fucks up your life. So that's why I couldn't have sex with her. Long story short, like, later on in was it, I don't know if it was a year or something, we ended up catching up again, and we just kissed. We didn't do anything more, because she's just not my type. She's very bad druggie. She was very aggressive sort of person, so I was like, that's alright. And fucking, I'm not going to drive an hour and a half fucking be with someone. So there was another chick from down that way that I started talking to. And this one didn't have kids, but was an absolute druggie. And me and her, we went to the beach. She was getting drunk. And she kept paying for alcohol, and it was pouring in the rain. And she went into the beach in the pouring rain butt naked. Butt naked in the pouring rain, right? Cool. Anyways, I thought that was weird. No, what's weird is, from the beach to on the way home, excuse me for a minute. Oh, I've got the hiccups now, fuck. Anyways, so on the way home, she just kept pissing and pissing and pissing, yeah? In the McDonald's, so I was like, oh, you need to go to the toilet, yeah? She's like, yeah. So pulling up for Macca's drive-thru. In the actual drive-thru, gets out the car. There's cars behind me. She takes a piss in the middle of the drive-thru. Oh my god, what the fuck? Right, like, I gotta get rid of these hiccups. I'll be about right. So that was about 5 minutes to get rid of the hiccups. Yeah, McDonald's drive-thru just takes a fucking piss right in the middle of it. I'm like, what the fuck? This is freaky shit, man. What are you fucking doing? Anyways, that wasn't the only time she was going to piss on the way home. She literally, before we got to my place, on the front lawn of someone's, took a shit and a piss on someone's front lawn. I'm like, oh my god. This chick is insane. And I realised that she was drugged up on juice. Like, the real bad drug. Oh, the whole night was so fucking terrible. Like, she'd be like hot and cold all night. So she'd be like, you know, cuddling up to me and then going down on me, give me a hand, and then stops. And then goes, nah, don't want to do this. She just kept doing it backwards and forwards non-stop. It got to 5 in the morning. She turns around and goes, why haven't you fucked me in the ass yet? Say what? I want you to fuck me in the ass. I'm like, okay. Because she goes, because if you fuck me in the ass, I can't get pregnant. Oh my god, what the fuck? And I'm like, okay. I'm so fucking tired at this point, so I'm like, alright, why not, whatever. So, I do the doggy style thing, and she starts acting strange. Like, she goes, yeah, fuck me like a dog. Ruff, ruff, fuck me like a dog. Ruff, ruff. I'm like, oh my god, this couldn't get any more worse, you think. Oh, I'm a fucking dirty little dog. You fuck me like a dog. Oh, you call me a fucking dirty little slut. I'm like, okay, I'll just play along here. Yeah, I'm a fucking dirty little bitch. I like fucking dicks in my fucking doggy ass. I'm like, oh my god. And then she's like, Daddy, I've been a dirty little slut. Fuck me like a dog. I'm like, oh my god. This was, and I swear to God, like, this was the most fucked up thing I've heard. Yeah, it'd be, and because the juice is like kicked in fully in her brain, it got to a point where she's like, you better squirt in my fucking ass like a dirty little slut. I'm like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. And she's like, you're not allowed to stop until you come in my ass. I'm like, oh my god. So eventually I did. And she's like, I fucking love you, Daddy. I'm like, huh? You're my daddy now, yeah? Yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know what to say. She's fucked up. So, long story short, so I had to drive from basically 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the afternoon. So I drove all the way to her place and then drive all the way back here. I will tell you something. That's pretty fucked up. That's freaky. And I, to this day, have never spoke to her again. I don't even know if she's alive. But that was too much. This is a really bad druggie. Juice is a fucking bad drug. And those, like, don't get me wrong, I'm into kinky shit, don't get me wrong, but that was fucking just freaky shit. Like, that's to a point where you're possessed. And I don't have that bed now, by the way, just saying. But yeah, like, I don't mind role playing and shit, but when a girl is that bad, oof, it's not pleasurable, it's just fucking freaky shit. Like, I think sex in general could be a beautiful thing with the right person. If you love someone, sex is always better. So I've only loved 2 people in my life, my first love and my love of 6 years, right? And the sex with those 2 were, oh my god. And I'll tell those stories later on in another Freaky Friday. But those were, wow. Because I was in love and I was very happy with that person, that made the sex even more special. The others that I said in this vid, I wasn't in love with them. Like, I haven't been in love with someone in 5 years. Except for my current partner right now, which I do love. I think she's just absolutely amazing. It's good that I've lasted a month in this relationship, so I'm very happy about that. You know when you're in love, when you find the person that is just like you. Like I said, my partner works. She's got a license. She doesn't do drugs. She's got all her faculties. She's a good mother to her kids. And I think that that's what I like about my partner. She's suited for me, and I'm suited for her. And like I said, she's very honest with me, and which I like. Anyways, We're talking about freaky videos here. I'm going to show you one of my favourite bands there. If this actually does get shown on YouTube, I'd be shocked. Because obviously YouTube and their copyright laws. So if you do see this song, you do. You don't, you don't. Alright, so we're going to play Insane Clown Posse's Hated to Death. I love this band, and yeah, we'll give it a go. Whew. It's Insane Clown Posse's. So I'm going to show you 3 songs. One from the Insane Clown Posse, one by Kid Crusher, and one by the Misfits. Horrorcore, as we call it. Or do I want to show you Boondocks? No, I'll show you Kid Crusher. Alright. There's a reason why. You work it out. What if I told you this is me in this video? With the hoodie.
I fucking hate her to death. She's incredible, unforgettable, undeniable, breathtaking, furious. She's so mysterious. I'm curious, earth-shaking. She's always right every time. I fucking hate her to death. She gives me sight, though I'm blind. I fucking hate her to death. She's always saving my life, but she
Can you work out the girl? You never will.
thinks I'm alright, but she don't belong to me. I try to follow her light, but she don't belong to me. I feel her venomous bite, 'cause she don't belong to me.
So that's me getting my ass kicked. And that's the girl I like. You know who she looks like?
I fucking hate her to death. She's unbelievable, unachievable, inconceivable, breathtaking. She's incredible, unforgettable, unregrettable, earth-shaking. I see her wings and halo of it. I fucking hate her to death. I'd be happy with her in a coffin. I fucking hate her to death. She makes the pain go away, but she don't belong to me. She makes the awful okay, but she don't belong to me. She brings the light to my day, but she don't belong to me. And then she just goes away, 'cause she don't belong to me.
But to be fair, my partner never had glasses anyway. She did look like that though. 20 years ago. See what he's doing to the guys that were picking on him for liking her? I was 19. Split image of it too. What happened? You want to know what happened? The 19-year-old me lost her. for good. We did make peace a year later, and I never saw her again. Even though that for some strange reason, why do I think I've got a kid with her? Anyways, Insane Clown Posse, great band by the way. Do we play Misfits or do we play Twisted? Play Twisted. Not on Google. Go on. YouTube. Twisted. We'll play a bit of Kill Somebody. I love this video. Mad Drops Monoxide. Who's my favourite? Monoxide. I reckon he's cooler. No offense, Mad Drops. Love Monoxide. He's just got an interesting...
Really uncomfortable. I know. Thinking of some mistakes. You're thinking if there's no reason that you never see my face. You're right. But I just said I'm alright. There's no reason other than you at the house. I wanted to try. So believing in something deep is a waste of our time. No, I'm with the crime. I don't know why. Every time I open my eyes, I just wanna kill somebody. I wanna kill somebody. Kill somebody. I wanna kill.
My boy. I kind of miss my mail though. Who uses a knife on somebody? fucking love that band. So, for people who don't know, Insane Clown Posse created Psychopathic Records because, you know, that kind of music isn't meant for, like, you know, radios and shit like that, right? So, it wasn't just Insane Clown Posse. There was Twisted, there was Antibody Killer, there was Boondocks, there was Big Hoodoo, Blaze, Isham. Psychopathic Records is a massive fucking thing, right? But there was some beef between Twisted and ICP. They broke up. So Twisted became their own record label called, as you can see there, Magic Ninja Entertainment Records, because they wanted to cut away. But obviously, you know, fans of the Insane Clown Posse and Psychopathic Records were divided because Twisted went off and did their thing, and then they produced their artists and stuff, and so ICP's got their group here and Twisted got their group here, and it's a shame because they're all really good bands. But yeah, I don't hate Twisted for what they did. They wanted to go and make it up on their own. It's actually funny because the story with Insane Clown Posse and Eminem's an interesting one, because when Eminem was first starting, the Insane Clown Posse wasn't called the Insane Clown Posse. They were called the Inner Posse. Inner Street Posse, Inner Posse. So Eminem was just starting off, and he was saying to the people for his first concert, "Oh yeah, we've got these people coming, these people in. ICP will be there too." And ICP didn't confirm that they were going to be there. They had no idea that this was happening. And Eminem pretty much threw ICP under the bus. And they had a war for a long time, Eminem and the Insane Clown Posse. And the way they mended the peace was, you know D12, Eminem's group? There was a member of that band before he died, was like, you know, cut the beef. Let's end this tension and friction between all of us. And he and D12 with Eminem met up with Insane Clown Posse and a couple of the Insane Clown Posse boys, and they had a bowling. They went out to bowling and had a few drinks, and they squished the beef that day. And that was the guy, I think, that got, was it Poof, the guy that got shot from D12. But yeah, he made the bridge between ICP and Eminem, so that was pretty cool. The next guy we're going to play is oh my god, Adelaide's own Kid Crusher. Kid Crusher, I've actually used to go to a golf place called Enigma with him back in the days. He was a very good guy. He's a lovely man, I tell you. I was honoured to meet him. He went to one of the wrestling things that I went to. So check him out, Kid Crusher on, he's amazing. He should have a lot more views than some of this, because he's got a good voice. I have to play one of my favourites of his, Meet the Monster. I love this. Just watch this video clip. He's amazing. He did all this himself. Kid Crusher, this one's for you, mate. Love you, Sean. Thank you for representing Adelaide. There he is.
Into my mind, falling apart. All that I love is left behind. Stolen, provoking, lost and heartbroken. Words that I've spoken disturb the other side. Crept into my mind, shocked what it could find. Nothing's left but me standing over my bride. With bloodlust in my brain, myself I've gone insane. You can meet the monster, the fuck up you created. All as I stay
Fuck, I want to sing like him. I play this song at least twice a day.
All that I needed is lost in a hurt. To know when that nothing that's never occurred. And now that I'm bleeding, my brain will be fading till nothing is left. Evil is a state of mind. Evil is what makes you mine. Unstoppable, unstoppable. You can't stop it 'cause I'm unstoppable. Evil is a state of mind. Evil is what makes you mine. Unstoppable, unstoppable. You can't stop it 'cause I'm unstoppable.
Gotta find out where he's filming this. How fucking cool is it, eh? Fucking love you, boy. So talented. He's just so fucking talented, eh? I can't lie, he's... How did I stumble upon his music, you may say? I guess the first song I heard him sing was The Naughty List. I love that song. I think that's one of my favourite songs. That's my favourite there, but The Naughty List would definitely be my top two. So, this show is all about just freaky shit, right? So, we'll continue the pace of freaky stuff. If you want to know what's freaky, my one-eyed monster's out. Nah, just joking. So, growing up, you know, we always learn to... We're supposed to treat others the way we're supposed to be treated, eh? We want to be the nice person to others. But when people start being not so nice back, you got to, you know, do a little bit of stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Like scaring the shit out of people. So, back in primary school, there was this dude that was just... Now, I was a bully in primary school. I was just a prick. I was young, I didn't really give a fuck about anyone. Like, I was the sort of guy that wouldn't even wear fucking shorts in 40-degree day. I was like wearing pants and a top. We had like the blue tracky dacks and the fucking yellow top. It was terrible, right? Worst fashion sense. Anyway, I loved the ladies back then, and there was this dude that he had a speech impairment, so he couldn't talk right. But it was always making me look bad in front of the ladies, and I fucking didn't like it. So I decided one day, I'm going to scare the shit out of this motherfucker. Right? And me and the boys decided we'll take him to the back of the oval, alright? And literally, we scared him so much, he literally shit himself. And it was a hot day, and he had shorts on. So, we scared him to a point where, yeah, he literally shit himself. And as he was walking back to class, you see this diarrhea running down his leg. We literally scared the shit out of him. Don't worry, he didn't fuck with us again. In fact, the funny moral of the story is, weeks later, he became one of my friends. I know, right? Like, he became one of my friends. Because he learned his lesson. You don't fuck with me, and you get what you deserve. Look, back then I was real horrible. Like I said, to scare the shit out of someone was pretty fucked up. But I put my stand. I was like, you know what? You can't fucking do this, man. You know, you can't go near certain people. If I tell you can, you're allowed to, but you stay away from some girls. They don't like you. Alright? So don't go near them. If you go near them, I'll do a lot worse than scare the shit out of you, mate. So, but the fact that me and the other guy scared him to a point where he shit himself, I didn't even think that legit was like true, that you could scare the shit out of someone, literally. Until I saw it back then. It just came like a fucking fountain, man. It was just... I've never seen that much shit run down someone's leg in my life. Both sides, too. And on a hot day, and all he had was his shorts. Just keep in mind, his mum came and picked him up and gave him some new clothes after that. But, yeah, that was scary. Do I regret it? Of course I do. But I was young. I was... What was I in primary school? Like 10? I don't know. I was young. I just... You know... I said to myself, I'd rather be the person that picks on people than being picked on myself. You know, I one time... At the same school, believe it or not, there was this really big boy, and he fucking thought he controls the fucking school, right? Big Italian boy. I went to walk home because I lived near the school. I went to walk home. Halfway across the oval, I felt this arms get wrapped around me. He picked me up and powerbombed me on the fucking oval. And like, I swear, like, I thought I had broken ribs. And he goes, and I didn't even have a beef with him. I didn't even fucking know him from a bar of soap. He only did it once. There's a reason why. he fucked with the wrong person. Yeah, he picked me up and powerbombed me. I didn't cry, because, you know, there was girls around. I don't fucking cry. But I got up and I went like this. Where the motherfucker go? I looked at the girls and went, yo, who was it? Andre, you're fucking bleeding. Who was it? And they said the person's name. I took off my top, stood there, and screamed, "Get back here, you motherfucker, wherever you are." He vanished. And the girls, like, two of them came over and were like, "We can help you home." I'm like, fuck that. Where is the fucker? I wanted a piece of him. And the girls were like so worried about me. They actually, like, one took one arm, one took another arm, and like, "You just want us to hold you for a bit?" I'm like, alright, fuck it, whatever. And these were really hot chicks in school. And the girls were just so impressed with, like, the fact that I took a fucking... He got me up really high and then fucking dropped me. And lucky he didn't break my neck or anything, but the girls were like, dude. And I fucking didn't have a body then, but I still fucking took my top off and went, where the fuck you? Where the fuck you? No, I was... He triggered the monster in my head. He fucking triggered it. And so when I found out who it was, I was like... I had a family member that went to that school. And let's just say that motherfucker got what's coming to him. They found him one time at lunch, picked him up and chucked him head first in the rubbish bin. And he never came back again. They beat the fuck out of him. Because you don't touch me. And that story, man, the days after, everyone was like, "You took a fucking pounding." I'm like, "Yeah." "And you got up?" "Yeah." "And you didn't cry?" "No." The girls told all the other girls about me and I was fucking popular. And then people wanted to hang out with me more. And then I started to get friends, and it was like, I took a fucking pounding. And this wasn't the first time. It happened the first day of high school too. With some motherfucker that didn't like me in primary school decided, the first day of high school, I was walking to my first class and I had like all my books in my bag and stuff. This guy kicked me in the back. I went face first on the concrete, smashed my face up. Same bit of the story. I got up. I looked at them in the eyes and I said, "Do it to me face to face, motherfucker." And I got in his face, and he had his two mates next to him, and his mates are like, I'm like this. Now hit me face to face. And I looked at his mates and went, "You want to go too?" And they're like, "Keep us out of this." And I looked at him and went, "You did this to me in high school." Not the same bloke, obviously, but in primary school he didn't like me back then because the girl he liked, I liked, even though, you know, it was just a friend way. I don't think they even went out in the end anyway. But he looked at me and went, "Dude, you got some fucking balls." I'm like, "Go on, hit me. For fuck's sake, just fucking hit me." He didn't. We made peace that day. He never touched me. He told the smokies and the druggies to stay away from me. And he said, if you ever have problems in the school, you can always come over and hang with us. You know, the smokies and the druggies. Whatever. But because I went to a high school with disability people and people that were not all there, I hanged around them sort of people. I hung around sort of loser club, right? Because there's one guy that used to pick on them, and I couldn't stand this guy because I grew up. I didn't like people with disabilities getting picked on, so I was like, I will not be what I used to be in primary school, but I will, you know, be a man in high school. Yeah. So these disability kids, because I have a disability myself. I'm deaf in my right ear. I have a speech impediment too. Back in those days, it was a lot worse then. So I was just like them. So this guy used to pick on them, and I said, "Fuck, I'm gonna sort this guy out." And someone's like, "You need help?" I'm like, "No, I'll be alright with this guy." So I met him after school. I saw him crossing the oval, and I remember what happened to me when primary school when I was crossing the oval. The only difference is I grabbed this guy by the back of his bag and I threw the motherfucker into a tree, and he gets back up and he's like, "What are you doing to me?" I'm like, "I'm teaching you a fucking lesson, you little shit. You don't you don't say anything or touch anyone with disability, you fuckwat." And then I picked him up again and I threw him back on the ground, and I just kept throwing him back on the ground until he started getting tears in his eyes and he bolted it. Moral of the story is, the next day, I went into the principal's office. "Did you drop what's his name?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I did." "Why, Andre?" "He was picking on fucking disability people. I'm not gonna fucking take that." "Oh, but you broke his school bag and he's suing you for it." His fucking school bag was falling to pieces anyway. Right? And I was like, you know what? He can take my $5 and shove it up his fucking ass and buy himself fucking some new hair. Because his fucked hair was fucked anyway. So, he never came back to school. I got 1 day's detention. I didn't even do it anyway. Because you don't put a guy in detention when you're not even in the room for the whole time. And I knew that where the principal was going and how long she'd be, so I was like, okay, I'll just wait 5 minutes for she to leave, and I know when she's coming back, and I'll be back before she comes back. I just couldn't stand the motherfucker. And in those days where, you know, fucking, I could have gone towards the wrong sort of crowd, I took turns. I hanged around with them for a while. Fucked it. You know, you're not supposed to smoke in high school. It's worse when the teacher is smoking with the students too. I caught him one time, but he did me a favour after that too. He did me a little favour. So, one time the teacher's like, I caught him smoking, right? On the school premises, and he's like, "Do you take bribery?" And I'm like, "Depends. You want me to keep my mouth shut?" And he's like, "Yep." So he's like, "I owe you a favour, Andre." I'm like, "Damn straight you do." So there was a fuckhead, another fuckhead that was a big shot, and he needed to be taught a lesson. So at recess time, the teacher that was in charge was the one that owed me a favour. And I said to the teacher, where you patrolling? He goes, oh, around the smoky area, around this area. And I said, you're not going around the smoky area for the whole of recess. And he goes, is this the favour you're cashing in on, Andre? I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. And he's like, what do you want me to do? I said, well, I'm going to sort somebody out. And you will say you did not see anything. And you will say that if the person does come up to you, that do you have any proof? Because the guy won't have any proof that I've done it. So he stuck to his word, the teacher. I sorted the motherfucker out, beat him to a bloody pulp. And he did go to that teacher, and the teacher says, did you fall over? Did you beat yourself up? And he's like, no, Andre beat me up. And he's like, he couldn't have beat you up. He's been here the whole time. And that was the end of that story. Surprisingly, I got away with it. Probably not the best thing to do. He was a very interesting teacher until I found out that he was gay as well. So one time we were in drama class, and you have to be paired up with everybody. You have to hold hands with someone. Guess who I had to hold hands to? The gay teacher. Fucking hell. Really? And everyone like looked at me and laughed, and I was like, fuck yous. Fuck yous. Fuck yous. Fuck yous. And the teacher's like, don't get any ideas, Andre. I'm like, dude, you're the gay one. I ain't getting any ideas. Anyways, this has been Freaky Friday. We've told some freaky stories. This won't be the last Freaky Friday. So this has been Freaky Friday. You've seen Saturday Night Live. The link will be in the end of this vid. And also Wild Wednesday. Probably do not watch the 2.5 hours of that, because I might upset some of you. If you see it at the end of this vid, don't click it. Anyways, hope you'll have a lovely time. Welcome to Freaky Fridays. That's all I could name it. Anyways, I hope you'll have a lovely night, and I'll talk to you all soon.